call. Wow, I'm excited. You know, I'm always excited because I woke up breathing this morning. I mean, it doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take a lot to be excited and know that today is the best day. Rick and I were talking this morning about Steve Jobs. We're always listening to motivated speakers, listening because it doesn't take a lot to think about it. You can learn something new every day within 15 minutes or less because you don't know everything. So set out to learn something new every day. It keeps the brain going. It keeps the juices flowing. And it's so exciting. So Rick was looking for something to listen to this morning. And and we talked about it, briefly. And it was when you wake up in the morning, I think he said it was Steve Jobs who would wake up in the morning saying, I'm going to live today like it's the last day of my life. Well, that's pretty negative, I think. And so I responded, and of course the conversation went on and on, but that's the only thing I'm going to take from that. And then I responded, what you have to do, because eventually, he passed away, but what you want to do when you wake up in the morning is you want to say something, this is the first day of the rest of my life, and this is going to be a great day. So it's all how you wake up, how you embrace the morning, how you see your day. Carpe diem, seize the day. And we went to Rick's, I guess, grandnephew graduation yesterday. And there was so much life and energy and all these young people graduating from high school, getting ready to start their life, listening to the valedictorian speak and how she said, some of us are going to go into the military. Some of us are going to go into corporate America. Some of us are going to go to college. Some of us don't even know what we're going to be doing, So she just covered it all because that's the truth. Some of them don't know what they're going to be doing. And you can ask them, where are you going to be 5 years from now? Some of them might say, I'll be graduating college. I'll be starting a new corporate job from graduating college. I'll be going into my new rank in the military. But it's just the beginning of the rest of their life. And they've achieved such a great accomplishment by graduating high school. And then, of course, if they go on to the next step to graduate college. But the thing about it is, whatever they do, they have to keep learning. They have to keep moving. They cannot just stay stagnant. So this is a challenge that I put out to everybody on the call. Learn something new every day, even if it's something as minor as to how many crayons is in a coloring box. Just that simple. You can Google the answer. Ask Google, ask Siri. How many crayons is in a coloring box? Well, it depends. You can get a box full of 12. You can get a box full of 24. You can get a box full of 48. I mean, but that's something cute. It's fun. It takes nothing to learn how many crayons is in a coloring box. Well, it depends on what size the box is. That's a simple answer. And it's something new. You might have known the answer. You might not have known the answer. But the bottom line is, if you did not know the answer, it's something new. Even how many stars? Oh, 52 stars is on the flag, right? And what's the last state? These are things you know, but it's just going over it again in your brain. So you keep your brain fluid. You keep learning something new. Even the quote on how what Steve Jobs would say when he wakes up in the morning. Even different people, Jim Quick, how he remembers words and remembers names. And there's so many different things. What do you like to do? I was listening to Vaughn. Vaughn turned me on to this Clubhouse. And you just click on and you listen to conversations. And I shared a little bit about the Clubhouse. And again, my offer still stands. I have invites if anybody wants to get on. But because it's a private little club right now and you have to be invited on. But it's just a blog of social media for you guys who haven't heard. And I was listening to this one guy, Dennis Moffat is his name. and he's out in Miami, and he, you know, everybody on there supposedly have big teams and different businesses, and it's like worry. You can call in, you can talk, but you really can't talk about your product, but your product or your service, whatever you have. But you have your Instagram information, your Facebook information, so people can slide into your DM and ask you questions, and that's how you can pretty much build your business. So, but it's a process. It would be great if all of a sudden I could have 14,000 followers and 14,000 people is in our business. The process is not that quick. It's going to take a process, just like if you're on Instagram, it's going to take some time for you to build up followers. But anyway, so I listened to this, and what I like about it is I don't have to do anything. I could just log on to the app, listen to the people speak. And I was listening to this one guy, his name is Dennis Moffitt, and then Sarah or Angel or one of them who bought and introduced me to, I'm now their friend. As soon as they see my name, they pop me up into the speaker box. Well, the downstage is what they call it when you can speak. And I was listening to him, and he was talking about how to get words out of your negative words out of your vocabulary. You know, can't, won't, don't, you know, all the negative words that we say without even thinking about it in a conversation. And I thought, wow, that's a pretty heavy task. And I'm pretty good at speaking positively. But think about it. Even if you say, I'm not going to say the word don't anymore. You said the word don't. So I thought it was interesting. So it's something that I've been just playing around in my head on watching what I say. And even if you're trying to describe anything, I won't say won't. Well, how would you say I won't say won't? Because it's a word you're not supposed to say. So you have to think of different ways to say those things. So it's almost like, well, that is an obstacle. Whoop, you said obstacle. Well, obstacle, I didn't say bad thing. Obstacle will be a good thing. That I won't. Oh, don't say won't. So it's a funny little exercise to go through. And it's a learning thing, you know. So it's a fun way to learn how and listen to yourself speak, watch your words. Words are powerful. And I really feel that the more we are aware, right? That's a big thing. You have to be aware of your surroundings. You have to be aware constantly. You have to get extra senses moving because we can see, we don't really feel. So you think about it, you're walking on the carpet, you're not really paying attention to how that feels on the bottom of your feet. You're not really paying attention to how many steps you took to get to the kitchen because you can see when you get into the kitchen. So try to hone in to those different senses that we really don't pay attention to because we have our sight, we have our hearing. So therefore, we don't really pay attention to our feel, our sense of smell. So just play with those different senses. And I'm telling you, becoming aware, you know, when you walk outside, you see the sun is bright, but feel the sun is bright. You know, kind of stand there and take a minute and feel the sun. You know, smell wherever you are, the ocean, the mountain, the trees, wherever you are, because we forget those little simple things because we have all of our senses. And of course, we thank God for all of our health and strength. But it's just another way to learn something new, to get your body moving and being aware. So I thought that was really interesting. I'm going to get on there again today. As soon as I pop up in the speaker, in the guest, they pull me up the speaker. So I have to be ready to say something and speak. But I'm enjoying it. And that's pretty much it. Just learning something new. You know me, I can continue to talk, but I want everybody to share. So I'm going to open the floor. Go ahead, honey.
We are excited, yes, full of energy. And yes, you know what? Have some fun. My thing is right now, be in the moment. You know what? Be in the moment. And when your vision is healthy, wealthy generations, you have to be the example. So this lady and this man is up in here kicking our own butts together so that we can be better for our teams, for our families. And I'm telling you, when you get up and you get that music playing, that energy comes, you're like unstoppable for real. You're like, bring it on, bring it on. So bring us some energy. We want the team, be in the moment, have some fun. Do like Brenda said, we have an opportunity to go down here. I am fired up to go into the brand new hotel on the water in Renton with the GM to take a walkthrough off the chain. It is gorgeous,
wow, nice.
Ruston Way. And you know how that door opened? You ask. You got to knock, because we can't. We're travel advisors. They're looking for us, right? So go in those doors that are open for us as travel advisors. The ships are coming back to Washington State. Yes, yes, yes. We get excited about something in your life, but those ships are coming back, and we get to do what? We get to showcase them on the water. Carnival Princess, they are fired up. We have check your emails. It's in there from the Compass, and it's just exciting to see that travel is, travel never went away. It really didn't. But we are in a $3 trillion industry still. Get excited about that. Go take that travel advisor hat. Look, on the beaches of the world, walk in the door, and you should see the way she's going to be dressed when she go up in there, baby. We're going to represent you well. Back to you, Brenda.
I know. Go ahead.
Hey, Chantel. So you just put a little bug in my ear. I didn't know they were done with the hotels down there in Ruston Way.
Hello.
Oh boy. The ships are coming back too?
They're opening on June the 3rd.
Ship wide inspections. Let's get these ships crowded. They're gonna be, oh boy. Talk about rolling out the red carpet. Rick, I think you mentioned that before. They're gonna roll out the red carpet for us with diamonds on it. Oh my goodness. It's about to be fun. I'm sorry. I couldn't contain myself.
No, that's good. That's fine. That's good. I was listening this morning, and they said the airlines lost $390 billion last year. The cruise ships lost $77 billion last year. They are coming back with a vengeance. And you know what's so great about that? 2 people out of 3 still want to go cruising. There was a lady who was actually stuck on the cruise ship when the pandemic first hit in March 2020. And at first she wrote a book on how she'll never cruise again. Here she is, already booked a cruise to go in a couple of months. So that's faded away. Folks who cruise, folks who are loyal to cruising, they are going to still cruise. So, the industry is booming. There's a lot of things happening. And, we were talking the other day, it's about being intentional. Because now you actually, of course, when we was locked down, nobody could go anywhere. You had to really watch when you went to the grocery store. Only essential personnel were even allowed to be on the streets. But things are opening up. You've been vaccinated. You don't have to wear your mask. You've not been vaccinated. It's up to you on what you want to do, wear your mask or not. But things are opening up. So now you have to be intentional on what you want to do, how you want to do. Just like Chantel, she was watching this hotel. And now she has the opportunity to go in this hotel, check it out. So you have to be intentional on what you want to do and prepare for where you want to go. Rick and I, we make Friday pretty much a date day. The whole day is a date day. So we'll get up in the morning and we'll go somewhere different, but we have to plan it. We have to be intentional on where we want to go, what we want to eat, because I'm telling you, we enjoy each other's company so much. And then we enjoy being here alone. He can be in his office for hours. I could be downstairs doing different things. And it's no big deal. I don't know what that is. I think it's my Fitbit, because I'm moving while I'm talking. So my Fitbit is telling me my heart rate. But anyway, that's good. So anyway, we actually intentionally have to say, we're going to get out of the house and we're going to go here and we're going to go there, because if not, we will just stay in the house. And then before you know it, it's 6 o'clock in the evening and he's saying, so, hey, what do you think? Where do you want to go? I don't know, because now everybody is out. Everybody is out. Everybody is out from work. So since we have the time freedom to dictate when we go out, we have to be intentional about it. We have to say, oh, it's 2:00. Let's get out. Let's go now. Because especially on a Friday, everybody is out. And yesterday we were able to go to this Jamaican Spice. I don't know if you guys saw Rick's posting on Facebook. Nobody was in the restaurant. It's like we had it all to ourselves for a good hour, and then this family of three came in. But we had it was beautiful. It was back to when everybody was shut down, and we would go out. And when the restaurants first opened, everybody was kind of nervous about going to the restaurants, which was great for us because that meant nobody was there. And so it was great. But we had to be intentional about what time we were going to go, where we were going to go, and, when we were going to go, because things are opening up again. People are coming out again. So even if you don't have the time to say, if you don't have the time freedom to do that, that's why you're in this business. You're in the business so you can have the time freedom to say, I'm going to have lunch at 2, or I'm going to have supper. That's another supper at 4, or I'm going to, or I'm going to go out for a late night snack at 9:30 before they close. But just be intentional on what you want to do, how you want to do, and definitely make sure you're learning something new. All righty. Anybody else? Because you know me, I could chat.
Hey, Brenda.
Yes.
It's me again. I just want to say, yes, intentional is the key. Even if things don't go as planned. The thing I love about this business is that it gives you the flexibility. For example, like you were saying, during the pandemic, me and my wife went out for our anniversary, and we had a restaurant planned to go, and GPS couldn't find it. Even though it's a restaurant, GPS couldn't find it. We couldn't find it, so we said, "Hey, there's a restaurant over there. Let's go in there." It was a Chinese wok restaurant. And we walked in there, and it was probably an hour before they closed, and we caught them just in time, and we had the whole place to ourselves. And it was our anniversary night, so I felt like a Superman.
Yeah, like you rented out the whole restaurant for her.
Like I planned it. I said, hey, we got the VIP treatment tonight. We had a table all to ourselves. I mean, it was beautiful, and it's to find that bright spot in such dark times it's really emphasizes and highlights the power of what we do as far as travel, tourism, and how it's attached to everything. If you're in the travel industry, tourism industry, you're worldwide. If you're in Surge 365 and if you're on this phone call, you're understand and recognize you're an international business person. Man and woman, you are international as soon as you clicked on that button and said, yes, I want to be an SBA. And the position this business puts you in is truly life-changing, mentality changing. Just I look at 2020 as a reset, and what a business to come into where you can kind of reset your whole career path. You can reset your whole outlook on life. You can reset your outlook on yourself, primarily. And it's just the power of this business is really beyond the flexibility and everything we have with travel. The power of the business that we're in is the self-development. I'm truly not that person I was when I first came in, and none of us are. Honestly, there's so much has been shown to us, so much that we've been exposed to really see this world is awesome and we need to share it. And there's so many people that haven't even been out their own personal space, let alone out their own state. And so it's a business of liberty, a business of freedom and empowerment. And travel is just a plus.
That's true. It really is. It really is. Thank you so much, Ed, for sharing. Anybody else?
This is Adrian.
All righty.
Hello. Hello.
Hey,
everyone.
Adrian. Hello.
I was going to say to add to the excitement, I was watching the news last night, and Channel 5 for us local people, but they were saying that, yes, travel is peaking back up again, especially because for the Memorial Day weekend, or starting with the Memorial Day weekend. But then they also made this announcement that travel agents are booming again, and that people are actually seeking out travel agents. And so I was like, whoa, there we go. So that was an exciting announcement to hear, that they actually made that announcement. Yeah. So if anybody wanted to find out, I guess they could go to king5.com. But that's good news to go with everything else that's coming back up.
Yeah, that's true. Because you know what's happening is folks who didn't travel, they're thinking about where I want to go, and they might not even be comfortable just picking a hotel. They would rather talk to someone who puts things together. So they now know they're talking to a professional, they're talking to an advisor, and you can say to them, well, I have some friends who stayed here, or I know another travel agent who suggested this hotel. So you don't even have to say, I've been there, you know, especially if you haven't. You can always say, well, let me do some research, or, you know, ask the basic question, how many people are going? What's your budget look like? Where do you want to go? When do you want to go? Okay, well, let me see what's out there and I'll get back with you. And it's just that simple. And you can, matter of fact, I'm playing that role for my son's bachelor party. They want to fly to Cancun. So I didn't know where to go. So I asked Sharita, because Sharita, that's all she does is travel and book things. And she came back to me and she said, oh, you want to send them to Breathless in Cancun? And I went, oh, okay. So I did my little research, saw Breathless was for bachelor and bachelorette parties. They have a foam pool at least once a day. They have, so these guys, it's 10 of them. So that's 5 rooms. So I'm thinking, hey, why should I pass this off? It's my son and his friends. You know, they do what I say. It's almost like, that's Cameron's mom. Listen to her. She's a travel agent. So everybody is looking for that type of advice, for that type of knowledge. So don't back away. It's a nice little way to make income. If that's what you want to do, you can still do it out of your house. I'll share this real fast, and I'll probably use it for these guys because Sharita wants me to do a little bit more work than I want to do, which is I'm already master certified with AM Resort, and then I went and I did the whole VAX and the Apple's Vacation and all that through YPB, whole nother type of learning. But what I did a few years back is I had this one lady who wanted to go to Cancun. Cancun has direct flights that fly out of Denver, Colorado to Cancun. So I need to stop and breathe. So I send her there, and I went to Pleasant Holiday. And I told Pleasant Holiday what I wanted, when I wanted to go. Yes, I wanted flights included. They sent me a complete email showing my commission and not. I forwarded it to her. I told her, when you're ready to book, let me know. She said, okay, I'm ready to book. I 3-wayed her into Pleasant Holiday. Pleasant Holiday took all the payments and everything. So therefore, I was not on the hook for anything. They took the money and they sent me a package, and I went through the package. I put my information in it. Then I forwarded it to her. And I think I made about $300-400 for probably a few hours work, you know, so it was real simple. So I think I'll probably do that for this bachelor party also. Just call Pleasant Holiday. They'll put it all together. And then I just forward the email to these guys, and then I put my information on it. And of course, they'll contact me. Even though it says Pleasant Holiday right on the top of the email, they'll have my name and information, so they'll come right back to me. And then I have the booking number. So that's an idea. That's learning something new. If you guys want to venture out and start testing the waters, per se, I know this weekend we're going to be doing training on just that. We're going to do a little bit about connecting with YTB, the Travel Agent University, the Travel Agent Academy. So we're going to tap a little bit on that for our training this Saturday, which is only a half hour. Rick does an excellent job of the first 15 minutes, what to do when you first come into business. And you know what? Everybody needs to learn how to sign people up. There's not anybody on this call that should not know how to sign people up in your business, because you're losing money when you don't know. You know, the more you learn, the more you earn. So play around, go to that website. If you caught our training last week, we gave everybody the address, where to go, and how to sign people up. And then I told you that I didn't have enough time to go through all of it with you, but I had enough time to show you where to go. And now it's up to you to take the time and find, Abishola Hart and book and sign her up in your business. So you put Abishola Hart in there, her address, just make it up, ABC First Street, Mickey Mouse Avenue, or Mickey Mouse University, or Mickey Mouse City, whatever. And then put a fake phone number there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then go through the process, because once you get to the email, not the email, make up an email. Once you get to the credit card, well, then you stop. And that's the main process. Once you get to the credit card and you ask them, I like how Rick says, is this going to be Visa or MasterCard? Give me the numbers 3, 4 digits at a time, and everybody just gives him the digits and he puts it in there. Or a lot of people say, now, where do you want your checks mailed to when they're asking for the address? Where do you want your checks mailed to? That is so positive. So play around with that, sign somebody up in the business. And then that way, when you have this real person, Abishola Smith, who's ready to get going, you don't have to say, hold on, let me get to my upline. Because your upline is probably on the beaches of the world somewhere, enjoying life, and you can't even get a hold of them. And this person is looking at you like, how you want me to join a business and you can't even get me started? So practice those steps. I'm telling you, that is a very important part to know how to do. Sign somebody up in your business. You have to always be closing. Yes, go ahead, Glenn.
I want to urge or challenge everyone to get a whole contact your team members and get them on that training on Saturday. We have a lot of people that reactivated recently and they've been out of the loop for a while. And it's a great tool, and it re-energizes you and updates everyone on what's going on with Surge, to get those people, the new people, the old people, everybody on that training. And our calls, our participation is way too low for what we're doing. And that's one thing that we can do: contact those people and remind them to get on these calls and the trainings. Back to you, Brenda.
Yeah, that's true, Glenn, because just think about it. If somebody didn't remind you, that's the first thing that's going to pop in your head. So just think, life is going on. So you have to be intentional to go to GoTeamGet.com and hit on webinar and calls and see when all the calls are going on. We have more people that are in other teams that follow us than people in our team, because these folks are being intentional. They're finding when we do the Go Parties on Monday night. We're having a Go Party tonight. It's only a half hour. And it's a lot of fun. And all you have to do, if you don't want to log on to your computer or you can't, you can call in. Just like you called in for this number, you can, for this call today, you can call in to Vaughn's number, and you can get the number off of GoTeamGet.com. That's a website that you should have in your favorites in your on your laptop. It should be in your favorites on your phone. You should be able to just click internet, and Go Team Get comes up. Because when you do that, then you can just, everything is live. So you can just click on the Zoom meeting and you can go right into it and wait for Vaughn to bring you over a participant or whatever, and you can hear what's going on. And it's not that difficult. So what you want to do, even with that, is practice, because I'm telling you, I cannot say it enough. The more you learn, the more you're going to earn, because you're going to be more, savvy. You're going to be more relaxed. When someone says, okay, I'm ready to get started, you're going to say, great, are you at your laptop? Go here. And you're going to be able to walk them through. Okay, that is a agreement. What you want to do is just click yes, and then you can go back to that and read over it, if you want to, but it really says blah, blah, blah. Pick out a few two key things in that agreement, that you're agreeing to abide by the rules of the company, whatever, something really quick, really simple. It doesn't have to be major, because people don't really care. When they're getting ready to sign up for the business, they don't want to read all that agreement. They will check, accept, and move on. Think about yourself when you're doing an Amazon purchase, when you're booking a flight, when you're doing, it all says agree, check. You just check. You do not even click on and open that window to see what it all says. So people just want to get signed up, be able to sign them all the way up, let them know you're going to get an email now that's going to verify that you signed up. Make sure you write down your password. Use something that's easy that you'll remember. Your user ID is going to be your email address. It is so simple. So you want to make sure you know how to do that, because that is a major part of your business, which is signing people up. And then you don't need to know everything. All you need to know is where everything is. So all you need to do is say, okay, Jan, now that you signed up, you need to go watch this video. When you go to your back office, you remember your password? Okay, great. Here, go my.service365/beautiful dreams. And when you get there, it's going to give you your username, password. Click on there. A pop-up is going to come up where you have to watch the video first. The video is only 19 minutes and 22 seconds long. Make sure you go all the way to the end. You'll see a check mark, and boom, you're done with the video. Then if you scroll down, and you know how you can say it like that? Because you've done it over and over and over. And so what you want to do is you do want to take the time, whatever time during the day, and be intentional to learn something new about your business. That when people come to you, you don't have to get nervous and try to find your upline that's looking at a new hotel and turn that phone off. Chantel's up here looking at a new hotel and enjoying what it looks like and doing her hotel inspection and getting more paperwork to use as a tax write-off. See, I was working my business, and you're calling her and she's not answering your phone. So you want to be able to say, oh, do you have your computer handy? Okay, go here and give them your address. Okay, now great. You see where it has the information? Yeah, just go ahead and fill in your name, your address, your phone number, and you can walk them through it on the phone. And if they say, oh, I don't have a computer in front of me, no problem. I have mine. Let's get you started. Name, now how is it spelled exactly on your birth certificate? Or what is your legal name? What is your government name? What name you want the checks written out to? And that lets people know that they're doing something, they're getting, okay, where do you want the check sent to? Simple things like that make people feel at ease. They're like, oh, check sent to, hey, send it to my house, And so it's just something that we really need to take the time to learn how to do. And even if you've been in the business a few hours or a few years, it doesn't matter. What you want to do is you want to go back and practice signing people up, because something is always going to happen. When Rick was signing this guy up a few weeks ago, he was using his phone. He went back and forth, kept kicking him out. But he knew it wasn't the system, it was him, the way they was working, the internet, whatever the case may be. And he finally got the guy signed up. And even the guy made a statement, boy, Rick, I could have done such and such by the time you signed me up. And they're sitting there together in Starbucks. And so, but he knew enough to know that, oh, I'm going to sign this guy up on this phone today. That was a phone. So if you could imagine, they got the fat finger syndrome and they're typing in the wrong thing and they have to go back. But it's that determination to get him signed up so we can move on to the next person. And he was signing him up for somebody in our team. So you have to just be relentless on that one, man. You have to be continuing learning and signing somebody up. Man, that should be second nature to you because it's so simple to do. And once you learn how to do that, you'll find yourself signing up people left and right because now you're putting out that energy that I can do this. This is easy. You'll have people in your team calling you saying, can you help me sign up so-and-so? And you'll say, sure. And you'll help them sign up because you have the confidence and you know how to do it. All righty. Anybody else?
Well, the other thing, when you say be intentional, excuse me, I was thinking also that how much travel has changed, and you can't just say, oh, I just want to go somewhere and all, and you have to plan more. So you do have to be more intentional about looking at the COVID adjustments and what they're doing now to make it safer. And then you got to know if you need a passport or if you need your vaccine card and all those kind of things. And if you have to take a PCR test or take your COVID test, how many days before. So it's a lot more things involved in being intentional and just deciding to go somewhere. You know, you can't just pick up like we used to be able to do.
Right. And you know what's that is so true. And even my nephew, he's leaving to go to Nigeria, I think today. So yesterday we're on the field and he says, oh no, I gotta go get my COVID test before I leave. And I said, oh, I thought it was when you're coming back. He said, no, you gotta get one going into Nigeria and you have to get one when you're coming out of Nigeria. Voila, something new I learned. You know, I just thought it was when you're coming into the United States. But like Adrienne said, every country right now have their own different rules and regs. And what's so cool about it is if you go to your YTB site, the CDC is on there. So you can learn all about the different countries you're going to right there. Somebody else want to share?
Hey, Brenda, I want to give my congratulations to Mr. Willie Tillman on his retirement. It is indeed a new era, and I'm excited for them and with them. So congratulations, and hey, let's go.
Congratulations.
It's got another week. Right. So yeah, in another week. Praise God.
Oh, nice. I know, retired so you could travel more. That's awesome. Congratulations. Anybody else?
I'll let him know. He's sleeping now, but I'll let him know.
So he's gonna like that. I could take a nap. Well, it's 1:30 in the afternoon. It's called siesta. I'm taking a nap now.
Yes.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
He works night shift, but he won't have to be sleeping at this time if he doesn't want to be.
That's right. That's awesome. Yeah. Anytime you have an accomplishment like that, it is to be celebrated because these days, these kids, they might work at a company for 2 to 3 years and they moving on. They're not loyal, to where they stay somewhere for 30 years. They just don't. They're moving on and they want to know how we can make this happen fast. So yeah, that's a great accomplishment. Anyone else?
There was another company that when you passed a milestone like that, they would have a clock smashing ceremony, alarm clock.
Mm.
They would drive up, they would put that alarm clock there and they hand you a sledgehammer and you would smash the clock. So we can think about. Back to you, Brenda.
Oh, wow.
That's nice. So you don't have to have an alarm clock. And then I was watching one of these speakers and he said he doesn't even wear a watch because he works on his own time. I thought, oh, how do you do that? But, everybody has a different goal on what they want and how they want. So he's like, I don't wear a watch. I get where I go when I need to go. You know, I'm thinking, okay, that's interesting. But yeah, that's good. Anybody else?
Hey, Brendan, on the note of YTB, yes, if you have not gone in there, the career path on in your back office, go in there, take a couple hours to do that training, because on the travel agent side of the house, you can book nothing until that training is completed. Okay, so go in there, and some of us have been here a while, since 2007. We may need to do some refreshers because there's some updated information. I love Shelly Coppersmith. She is always updating us every week. She is out here putting something out that we can learn about our company, and you can learn. Go right in there in your career path, click on it, take that first class training, just get it done. And then you're more enlightened and more aware of what's happening in this industry. Okay, back to you, Brenda.
Yeah, and you know that first class training is so simple. All you do is watch the video, and there's a paragraph at the end where you type a few things in there that you learn from watching the video. So it's not even a 10 question test. You just write what you learn. You know, oh, I thought it was very interesting. Great. So it's a no-brainer to take, unlike the princess. And that's another thing I'm getting ready to start. I'm going to knock Rick out and have him be a Commodore, because I already used my Commodore graduation cruise. So now we have a free, man, come on, that cruise, princess cruise. So you go to, and another thing too, all the information that I'm talking about right now, if you're like, man, Brenda, you should have told me to get a piece of pencil. Rick posts all these trainings on YouTube, don't you, Rick? And so if you go to, they're all there. So all the trainings that Rick and I have put together since we started doing this on Saturday.
Go Team Get also, Brenda. I put them on Team Get.
Yeah, so take your time. If you want to, if you don't want to try to find it, everything's under Rick Reese, matter of fact, so that's his name, it's easy. But if you want to go team, now put that fist up and goteamget.com. That's the website, and it's all there. So even like Chantel and I are talking about YTB and training and all that, last week, I think it was last week's training, we showed you all the websites you would need to work your business. The website for signing people up, the website for going to YTB. I mean, all of it. The company website, if you want to learn about the company, Chris, Dwayne, Scott, the directors, we gave you that website. So we gave you all the websites you need. So you should make that, like I said, you should make that one of those history thing on your laptop. Yeah, go ahead.
In the days of knowledge, and we are living in the days of knowledge, ignorance is a choice. What does it take for a person, and like you said, the more you learn, the more you earn. And you wonder, how many times do you have to actually say that to people when they actually are the CEO of their own company? And nothing moves except they move, because they are the CEO of their own company. And when you try to create an environment where the information is easily accessible, and people choose not to search out the information, and how does a person get motivated to do that for themselves when they're the CEO of their own company? And someone has to really talk hard to them to learn. You know, on a job as an employee, they're told to, they're ordered to, they're paid to, you know, even though it's just a salary. And because of the threat of being fired, they do. And then when you shift as an entrepreneur, like you were saying, what does it take to really study and learn to sign someone up when all that information lies before you? What does it take to, if you want to go on a free cruise, to take the princess classes? And like you was talking about Pleasant Holidays, if somebody wants to go on a vacation, you can just turn it over to Pleasant Holidays and just get a commission. But what does it take to motivate a person to take responsibility and accountability for themselves as the CEO of their own company, and to not just watch someone else's success, but to know that they have been blessed to achieve it themselves and not just watch someone else's success? How do you get a person motivated to understand and to see that?
Rick, that part right there, you can bring the classes, you can bring the instruction, but the heart and the motivation comes from the heart of each one of them. That has to come from you. So I can encourage you, I can be your cheerleader. Like my coach hit me up this morning, this, I know, and I was on my way to doing that. They can do all of that for you. But when it comes time for you to pick up that phone and call that person or go in that class, get yourself up earlier so you can go in that class and sit in front of your computer and do that class, that has to come from you. That has to come from within you as a C. You have to take ownership as a CEO. Okay, the company has to get in your heart. And once it gets in your heart, you're like unstoppable in this industry because you're so fired up because you know you have so much to bring to them. So that has to come from within. Back to you.
You know, I was listening to a speaker this morning on YouTube, and let's see, which one was it? Simon Sinek. And Simon Sinek was saying this morning, and of course, you know, that's just something I do every day. I want to start my day off with intention and to do something positive. And that was one of the things Brendan and I was talking about this morning also, is who starts your day? Do you start your day, or does something else external to you start your day? And where are they leading you that will set the course of that day? So, but anyhow, I was listening to Simon Sinek this morning, and he was asking the questions to a Navy SEAL. And his question was, who makes it through the SEAL, you know, that Hell Week basic training, you know, where they dousing them in water and they're doing all this and freezing, and I mean, just running them to death. He said, who makes it through? And so the Navy SEAL guy said, I'm going to tell you who doesn't make it through. He said, the guy who comes in with the muscles and the tattoos on his muscles, trying to prove to somebody else how big and strong he is, doesn't make it through. He said the leader that comes in that is trying to delegate to everybody else their responsibility, they don't make it through. And he said the person that makes it through is the one that when they're down to their last, they've given their all, they're depleted, they're dragging, and then they find the strength to help their brother, you know, their sister, you know, help somebody else. He says that is the personality type that makes it through basic training. He said, because it comes down to how can you help someone else? And I was thinking about that for what we're doing. If you'll notice, all the directors and the people that make it to director are the ones that are trying to help their brother, their sister to achieve. Like, you know, I look at you and Glenn, Chantel, and I look, you know, Adrian, you know, all those people, Ed, they're all trying to help someone else achieve. And so I was like, wow, the same principle that gets people through SEAL training, the toughest training that's out there in our military. And of course, other branches would disagree, but it's tough training.
The crazy tough and the foolish brave.
You know, it's the truth. But the person that makes it through is the one that when they have nothing else left to give, look over to their right, look over to their left, and they say, how can I help somebody else? And so, Brenda, when you're talking about learning new information, learning how to sign people up, knowing where to go to do the first class training, like you're talking, Glenn, we're doing the training this weekend for anyone whosoever will. you know, and whosoever won't get it. But we're doing it for whosoever will. When you get to that mentality, how can I become a person of value to help my fellow person in this business? You get paid for that. You know, how can I shift from follower to becoming that leader that knows? And if you can do that, that's why it has nothing to do with anybody else. You know, you can't look at my success or anybody else's success because everybody is equal. We're all on the same playing field, level playing field. But the one who says, like the SEAL training, you know, I don't know anything else, but if I could help somebody else, you know, what do they need? You know, what are the needs of other people? I'm telling you, that's the secret to life. Back to you, Brenda.
That is so true. And even Coach says that, you know, you don't quit and we're helping others. That's something that Coach has told us over and over again from the time we got started here. Our purpose is to help empower people. So it's something that's been going on for quite a while. It has not changed. When you look at everyone else who, in your mind, not my mind, because we all have different ways that we think of folks who are successful and what success means to you. See, success means something different to everyone. My thoughts on success is totally different than your thoughts of success. So when you look at somebody who's successful, you have to, this thing, let me stop moving. So so you have to pretty much look at that person and then watch their lives. You know, Lisa Nichols is a great example. Unless the person was born with a silver spoon in their mouth, these days it's the diamond spoon, but everybody started off the same. Everybody started off pulling themselves, like that old saying is, by your bootstraps. It's like, okay, we're going to make this tight. We're going to hustle, like Rick just gave the analogy of the military. You're not going to stop until you get it done. But it's the people, like Chantel said, it's up to you. We can, you know, call you, text you. Come on, what you do today? How many people you signed up? Did you call you 10 folks? What happened? You quit answering the phone. You know, you start ghosting. It's like, oh, I'm tired of it. They keep calling me. I ain't got time. So nobody can help you do that. You have to do it yourself. You say you want an accountability partner. Well, then the accountability partner is saying, girl, I called 5 people. How many people you call today? Well, you know, I had to pick up Johnny from school and then I had to go. So I didn't get to the, oh, girl, you're going to be like, listen, did I just not tell you I had too much go? So you start ghosting them.
Brenda.
So until you go ahead.
That's why accountability partners really don't work, because the accountability comes from within, like you're saying, Chantel. It comes from your own heart. And as you have an accountability partner, after a while, be like, stop calling me. And but it has to come. We win from within, and everything has to come from within. So what is that thing that would make you say, I gotta win? Is it your family? Is it your family? Is it faith? Everybody's got to find that thing. I'll be watching something on TV where somebody is really helping somebody else and they survive, and there's certain things that can almost bring tears to my eyes, you know, patriotic things, you know, seeing even just, we saw at the graduation, the Thunderbirds in formation flying over, you know, freedom. There's certain things that stir me up, and I was thinking about, what is that thing that really motivates me to learn, to get information so that I can have it for other people. Everybody's got something different that they have to discover. What inspires me? You know, why am I alive? What is my purpose in life? Everybody's got to find that, you know, because when you do, you get on that path of discovery, And when you get on that path, everybody that seeks finds. Everybody that knocks, the door is open. If you continue to knock and you continue to seek, you will continue to find. The door will continue to open for you. And so what is that thing that would cause you to get to the door, to knock and say, I'm going to keep knocking. I'm going to keep seeking. No, this door is going to open. When you see Brenda and I, our job is to lead by example. And if nobody else comes, we're going to get what God has for us. It don't even matter. It don't depend on nobody else. We're going to lead by example. The leader that you're looking for, become it. Become that person. I mean, if you can say, okay, would I follow me if, I was looking for a leader? If you wouldn't follow you, nobody else is going to follow you. And so I was listening to something that was saying the guy wanted to find the perfect mate in life. And he got the advice. He said, write down all the characteristics that you're looking for in a mate. And he said, you become that and you will attract that. And the same thing applies to leadership. If you want to become that leader that gets paid, become the leader in your own mind, that God has already shown you, that you refuse to move to that place. Say, okay, like Jackie said, I'm going to surrender who I am to become that leader that I desire. I'm telling you, when you do, everything that you seek will start to come to you. It'll chase you down, right? Like we know, it'll overtake you. Back to you, Brenda.
I think Glenn, did you want to say something?
Hey, Rick, this is Edward. Hey, I just want to take it back to real quick because I know we're running out of time. I'm going to take it back to the previous question because I'm actually dealing with that, to where I present to someone, family member, and there's just like no motivation to the point to where I was told, hey man, I'm good. If you make it, I'm good. I'm like, no, I don't want you eating off my plate because all you're going to get is crumbs. My family gets the good stuff. You're going to get crumbs.
Well, at least you're giving up crumbs. I ain't even giving up crumbs.
Well, I told Jason this. I said, my crumbs will buy you a house, will buy you a car, but I'd rather have you eat off of your own plate that God has prepared for you. And you can take whatever you want off that plate, or you can wait for what I don't want and wait until it falls to the ground and you can scoop it up. Which one do you want? And that's the kind of mentality that I'm confronted with. And it's like, I don't even know if it's something I can do. And I don't think it is. I think it comes down to the desires of that
you
person,
can't do nothing.
their makeup.
You can't do nothing.
Yeah.
That's why you just keep running. What God has for you is for you. What God has for every single person is for them. And there's nothing you can do about it. You just keep running. You just keep knocking. You just keep going.
Yeah.
And the goal is it's so true. We have to get to higher ground. With the things that are coming in our future that we don't even know, we have been presented with an opportunity to get to higher ground. It's almost like, okay, Noah, there's a flood, coming, get to higher ground, build the ark so that when the flood comes, it's not time to build the ark. And see, it's procrastination. If Noah had procrastinated, there wouldn't have been an ark even for the 8. If Noah had procrastinated, everybody would have perished. Now, that's why you can't help people. They was looking at him building an ark. They was mocking him. They was laughing at him. They had never seen rain. Right now, we just got over a crisis here from last year. There's more down the road. Now we've got it. Like you said, Ed, we had a chance to reset and and the whole world global playing field was leveled, right? What does a person do when the playing field is leveled? Do they still wait for everybody to build back up again and leave them behind when it's a choice to be left behind? And so, no, you can't drag somebody into the ark. They've got to willingly come through that door. And guess what? God closed the door. Back to you, Brenda.
You figure, like they say all the time, You want to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And that's with everything you do in your life. I think it was Will Smith when he had to work out to get his body in shape for Muhammad Ali. And after the movie was over, he was like, oh man, I'm going to stay ready so I don't have to get ready, because that was a major challenge to pump his body up to be as strong as Muhammad Ali's body. So what are you going to have to do to pump your body up, pump your brain up so you can stay ready? I'm telling you, when you start taking those type of attitudes, you are unstoppable, because I'm unstoppable. That shit sounds song. So that's what you want to do. You want to be unstoppable. Anybody else?
Yes, Brenda, I have to jump in here on because it's so true. I was in tears this morning when I was looking in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
And last year, this time, man, if you had waited, lady, if you had waited on all the people, like what you were saying, Ed, if you keep waiting on those people, there are people out here who have partnered with us that have been waiting for us. If I had waited, I was miserable. Your leader was miserable. I was gorgeous, all right? But I was miserable in this body. And I had to make a decision, not just for me, but for my children, my husband, you, my community, my pastors, and now my pastor's on her journey, and she's out there hitting it hard. And it's just amazing to me that the people that came along this journey that says, I'm ready, what do I need to do to get started? I had a lady inbox me yesterday, and I'm telling you, when the eye of the tiger gets in you, you're going to rise up. And she says, you know, I was looking at that, and I don't believe this. You know what I did? I said, look here. I'm straight up with you. I said, look here. I am your example. I'm the answer to your question. I have cashed that check you're talking about. You don't believe the checks are real? I am the check. You see me cash checks. I put them on the Facebook. Now it is up to you to decide if this is going to work for you. I am not dragging nobody. I'm not pulling and tugging you, because if I drag her in here, guess what? I'm going to have to keep dragging her. So I released her. Right. And I said, you know what? I'm sitting right here on the beaches of the world. When you get ready, if you choose to come on. But we are moving on, people. We're not waiting. We're not waiting for nobody. Back to you, Brenda.
Hey,
that's true. You can't
piggyback. You know, it would, as my dad used to say, behoove everyone to go take a look or another look at Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs theory. So you can Google hierarchy needs, and you know, you'll find out where you are. I know most of the people on this call, you understand where you are, and usually it'll come with ages and stages. But you know, the lowest need is the physiological needs. That's the air, food, water, stuff you need to survive. The next step on that, and it's in the shape of a pyramid, which is not a bad word. It's a bad word sometimes, but the next one is the safety needs, you know, the need to feel safe. I mean, where are you on this chart, on this pyramid? Where are you in life? The next one is love, you know what I mean? And belonging, the need to be loved and to love family, friends, relationships. The next one is the esteem. These are needs that you have to be fulfilled as a person. Why was I created? Why am I here? As Rick would say, what problem was I put here to solve? Esteem, that's respect, status, and what have you. But the highest one is self-actualization. That's when you realize, who am I? Why was I put here on this planet? What problem was I here to solve? The desire to become the most that one can be and become, the best you. That's what we strive for. And that's where we are. Back to you, Brenda.
Wow, that was some good words of wisdom right there. Anybody else?
Yeah, and I'll never forget
Wow.
Maslow's hierarchy. They drilled that into us in school.
I know. It is. Go ahead, Adrian.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, just gotta have those needs met to move on up.
Yes, yes. You really do. You really do.
So what's interesting,
And you know,
I was going to say, what's interesting is that over time, like, congratulations, Adrian and Willie, you know, on this new phase in life, and also that's moving somewhere on the Maslow's hierarchy of need. And it's interesting over time, because everything is for every person timing. That's why it's okay, Ed, when we have people who don't see it and chase it, because that's something that happens over time for every single person. That motivation. That's why you just keep running, because the motivation will come when that person's ready, not when we're ready. And they won't be just eating crumbs off your plate. They won't eat anything until they're ready. You know, it'd be great if they even ate the crumbs off your plate. They won't even want the crumbs until they're ready. And that's why it's not your concern. You know, our concern is to become the best that we can be, to do and live, like you're saying, Glenn, our purpose, to get actualized, and knowing that everybody, when they're ready, they're ready. When you see people that have been in the company for a while, and you see them hitting these $500 bonuses, $1,000 bonuses, they've been touching on this for a while. They've been pushing this for a while. The people that they're talking to, everything happens in its own season. And see, when we begin to realize that, we're not worried about somebody else's season. We're just moving in our own season. And that's when your empowerment is in your season. And that's why you can't pull people, you can't push people, you can't coerce people, you can't threaten people. You just got to go for what you know. And everything will come to you. And I was thinking about, as Brendan and I was talking this morning, how people will see our success or the success of others, but they don't see the journey there. They don't see the little things that was learned along the way by failing and taking one little step. And even though you're scared, putting yourself out there. People see what I do on Facebook now, but they don't realize that, you know, it still is. I mean, it's scary to put yourself out there. You know what I mean? Because you're opening yourself up, but that's where you have to go. What you want is on the other side of fear. And when you're willing to put yourself on the other side of fear, you begin to realize that you have been well equipped to deal with it. And then you put yourself on the other side of greater fear, and you realize that it's not you who's strengthening you, and you're able to deal with it. Right. That's the path to success. Back to you, Linda.
Hey, Rick.
wow. Go ahead, Ed.
You just reminded me of a preach I heard, and the prophet said at the time, he said, you know what? You sometimes when you step out on faith, you look like you just stepped out on a ledge and you're about to fall off. He said, that's fine. You know what's on the ledge? You know what's at the end? He said, that's where the fruit is. So if you look at a tree, where's the fruit? At the end of the branch. You got to go all the way to
Preach
the
it,
end
brother.
to grab that fruit. Otherwise, you just wait until it falls to you. But at the same time, you got to step out. You got to reach. You got to jump. You know, if you don't, you just sit there and, oh, I wish I could have got that, or I wish somebody would hand that to me. I don't feel like walking out there, or, you know, that's just not in us. It's not in me, and everybody on this call is not in you. Otherwise,
There
you'd
you
be
go,
Chantel. So it's just, you got to step out. You got to step out on faith and reach for that fruit, because it's yours anyway.
That's the truth. It's so, man, this whole thing is all spiritual in nature. And, you know, I mean, it's life. It's not surge. Surge is not even what we're talking about here. Glenn, what you was talking about with Maslow, this is life. Surge is just a tool that converts and monetizes who we are. you know, but this is just pure life. And so when you're looking at people, you're looking at life. When you're looking at yourself and your own heart, it's showing you exactly where you are. Like you were saying, Chantel, looking in the mirror, this is just showing where we are. This is life. And it's like, okay, I got to step up. This is just all about me stepping up. It has nothing to do with nobody else. It's just me. Help me to step up. Help me to self-actualize who I am. Man, Glenn, if we could do exactly what you was just saying, getting past those lower level needs of security, you know, all of those lower level needs to where we can self-actualize. So I was going to say, but Willie and Adrian, you guys are on a whole nother plane. The idea here now is to find out what are the needs of this plane. You know, Willie's not even the same person before he retired to now that he's retired. You know, now sitting down, he's going to be like, I do have a retirement check, but that's not what I want for my future place. And there'll be different motivations now, but that's life for everybody. You know, Jason will come to that point. All of our people will come to that point. Brenda and I had to come to that point. And Brenda, you say this all the time, if it is to be, it's up to me. And when we come to, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. When we come to that place, whoo, watch out. Back to you, Brenda.
Great wisdom.
You know,
great wisdom.
A lot of good wisdom, a lot of good nuggets, because the bottom line for what all we have said on this call today, it's up to you. You have to be the one to say, okay, I am getting ready to. Don't worry about who you know, who you don't know, the family member that you feel in your mind is successful. And if they see what I see with Serge and they join, boy, I'm going to really take off. It probably is not them. Because like Rick was sharing, you could try to give the crumbs to the family members, but if it's not their time, they're not eating it. Just like folks say, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. And then Ron loves to say, yeah, but if you feed them salt, you can make them thirsty. Who wants to go through all of that? The bottom line is, here it is. Let me fix me. Let me concentrate on me. Let me get my self-development in order. Let me watch the way I speak. Let me watch the way I think. Let me watch the way my awareness is coming. I'm telling you, self-development, no matter what business you're in, is the key to your success. So when you realize that it's up to me, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. And when you're pointing that one finger, you got three pointing back at you. It is up to you to say, oh, today is a new day. Today is the day of the beginning. Today is the day of the rest of my life. I'm going to put this whole program in order. I'm going to make myself a schedule. I'm going to stick to it. Me. I'm telling you, when you get to that selfish point where you know it's up to you, and it doesn't matter what no one else around you is doing, watch how you soar. Because
Brenda,
nobody's stopping you but you. Yes.
When I realized that my job was trying to kill me, I'm like, man, they're trying to kill me. And they don't even care. A light went on. I'm like, okay, I got to do this. I got to do something. When I realized the system is trying to kill me, if you don't do nothing, this system will swallow you alive. You know, I said, man, I was sitting in the house and I needed to get out. I need to connect to something, because sitting here in this house, I'm not connecting to anything. A person can die in this place and nobody would even know nor care. If I don't get out and do something. And that's a lot of fear. I was like, man, this is scary. I was like, how can I, if I don't do nothing, I could just sit in this house, die, nobody will know. And shrivel up, somebody will come in and discover me. You know, hey, when did you die? I'm like, okay, I've got to make a decision to connect to something, to this world. And everybody's got to come to that place, because if you don't scream and call out for help, nobody will know. you'll die in that place. Connect to people, connect to people, people helping people. That's what this is all about, and we're here to help you. Back to you, Brenda.
Wow, that is so true. Anybody else? At the end of our training, somebody want to say something?
Oh, I was just going to say all of that was good between you and Rick, and which I said, but that last statement you just made, Rick, about if you don't scream and call for help, then nobody's going to know you need help. And that's really big, because sometimes people suffer in their, suffer in silence. Nobody knows it. And that's what's happening with even suicide situations, because they're calling out for help, but they're not screaming. They're just subtle little ways.
Can y'all hear me?
Spoken like
yes,
a
Jackie, we can hear you.
first responder.
As a people,
Jackie?
Yeah, it's deeper than that, because we as people was taught to keep our mouth shut through slavery. So if you look at it from that standpoint too, we've been geared not to scream out because we were beaten for speaking out.
You
so
preaching, girl.
That gives you another spin on, like you're trying to help folks, but when you've been conditioned not to speak or not to express or not to any of those things, when you come from what Rick just said, it's deeper. It's really down to the bone, to the soul. So God help us that God has called us to help. When you look at it from that standpoint, and that just came in my mind, what you just said, Rick, that's really deep. I mean, that's really deep. Thank you for that. Thank you for
Jackie. Home run.
Yes.
Good point.
Yes.
Different perspectives of it.
It was a different perspective. Help us, Lord, because it's deep.
Yeah.
It's deeper. Deep.
That's life or death.
Yeah.
I mean, what we're doing, see, we take it lightly, but this is life or death to somebody, like you're saying, Adrian, that has been, and Jackie, that has been taught not to cry out for help. The system will kill them, because the system don't care. It will take their money, it will take their health, it will take anything they're not willing to fight for. And we've been taught not to fight, but just to take whatever comes. No, it's time to fight, not just for us, like you say, Chantel, all the time, generationally. It's time to put the buck stops here to fight generationally. And that's the point that we all have to come to. But you're right, Jackie, this is heavy duty stuff here. We talk about surge and all the stuff of surge and travel. This is what it really is.
My God, it's not even about surge, like you say, Rick. It's deeper than that.
But it's a choice, and that's the hope of what we're doing. It's a choice. I choose to live. Like my mom used to say all the time, look up and live. I choose to live. I choose to, know that the blessings are mine. I choose to be happy. It's a choice. Like you said, Brenda, you started the call. It's intentional. I choose to live life with intention and going for what I know is mine, right? And not taking back. No, I know this is mine. I know that wealth transfers. I know that, the blessings are mine, and refusing anything less. I'm not going to settle. That's what Coach is all about in Surge 365 and YTB, that we don't have to settle for crumbs. We can be the lead by the example that, no, I can become a millionaire. Who would have thought Brenda and I could earn over $1 million? My job wasn't going to give it to us. My family sure couldn't give it to us. But when I see the example set by Coach and Vaughn and all these leaders who are just helping other people, and the leverage that comes from helping other people, it made me say, I need to become a better leader. I need to work on my self-development. I need to know my business so that I can help other people. And look at here, the company has paid us over $1 million. And we're in the same level as, Coach Arlen and Vaughn and all Lorenzo. We're at that same, Nick Pagano. That's who you have leading you, only because we chose to say, okay, I want to become a better person, just like they did, just like Coach did. That's the path. And but what we're fighting to fend off, man, we got to do this for our family. We have to do this for our family and our future. And because the point that we're making now is it will affect generations from now. You know, we come off the pandemic, now is where wealth, like you say, Glenn, the roaring 20s have begun. And I've got a tool, like you say, Ed, that connects me to trillions of dollars of industry. What do I do with that? How will I explain it to my kids, you know? Now is the time, as Martin Luther King says, now is the time to make history. Back to you, Brenda.
Wow, that was good. That was powerful. That went deep fast. But it's so true. And that's what we need. See, we have to become, when things, Jackie, when thoughts and ideas and thoughts like that come to your mind, it was placed there for a reason. And when you become aware, so now you are aware, and you have made us aware that we don't scream out because we are afraid to scream out because of the consequences when we would scream out. That's deep, and that's an awareness that has now come to you. And when you become aware of something, you have to do something about it. So I don't know what it is. You have to continue to dig deep, search, and figure that out, because I don't know.
Hey,
but that came for a reason. Go ahead.
Can I say one more thing? Like there's nobody there to stop you, to correct you. Jackie, like what Brenda's talking about for us, there's nobody there that's going to say, stop that, don't do that. Brenda and I actually went through that with the company, you know, like us doing the training on Saturday. At first it was like, man, somebody's going to say, don't do that, don't stop that. There is nobody there to correct you on truth but you. And when there's nobody there, but I should say, but fear. Don't let anything correct you on truth. Don't let fear correct you on truth. The company, as long as if it ain't right, don't do it. If it ain't true, don't say it. They will let you do whatever it is you have the courage to do. There's nobody there to stop you except for the fear that comes from within you. When you begin to realize that, oh man, the doors are totally open. You know, the things I post, the things that Brenda and I do, we've made that decision that, hey, this is truth. Don't be coming at me on truth. And I'm talking not external, but even fear within. And see, that's the path to success. So yeah, Jackie, you've been given an awareness. Don't let anything stop you on truth. That's a green light. But what does that green light mean to you? You know, because that's when you walk in your power and your authority, when you're walking in your green light, not somebody else's, but your green light. Back to you, Ben.
Hey, Rick. It's me again. You guys always seem to inspire. I guess that's why we're linked up. But the main thing that really, I can say, really solidified the drive for me was connecting with my past. And I'll probably get emotional here, but finding the stories about the people that came before me and their struggles and what they had to go through just so I can stand here and be on the phone with you. I made a vow to myself. I said, how dare I squander this? This is the only time in my family's history where this is even a possibility. How dare I not go at it with all that I have? Because this may be the only chance those attached to my name will have to break out of poverty. I took that upon myself. That's when I remember Juliet said, your why must become a must. And I think that's when it became a must for me, was when I connected the two, the past, the present, and where I want to go after that. And I can't stop. I can't and I won't. I can't fail. I can't and I won't. I can't be unsuccessful. I can't and I won't. Why? Because there's a trail of history behind me of those that fought, bled and died, fought for our country, bled and died, fought for our name, bled and died, that are looking at me saying, okay, we paved the way, what you gonna do? And how dare I turn back and say, I'm too scared. What? I mean, what? That don't even come into my mind when I look back and see that. That gives me strength. And to know that the stories of and tribulations, the trials, the successes, everything that goes along with that, you got to know, and that's when it solidifies. You got to know where you come from to know where you're going. And that's when it solidifies. I know what's in me, and here I go. I know what I'm carrying. It's my family name. It has to be. This is not a choice for me. So when it becomes that for everybody, whatever gets you there, for me it was my history, but whatever gets you there to that place, that's what I want to help people find. That's what I want to help people reach for, is that, you know, though there may have not been, yes or no, I don't know, depending on family history, there have not been great, like renowned people. Otherwise, I would be born into that, obviously. So when does that start? Well, it starts here because I have the tool. It starts today because I have the tool. Now, the question is, will you use it? And I will answer, of course. I have no choice. And somebody will say, yes, you do. I said, no, I don't. Look at all those eyes looking at me. All the blood that was shed for me. Yeah, getting emotional. But wow. I can't do it like she said. This is generational.
God.
This is beyond me. This
wow.
is beyond us. This is beyond anything that we can imagine or even foresee, because it's so vast, it's so big. This right here, this moment is our time. Now, the question is, will you grasp it and go through whatever you have to go through to get to where you know you're going? Or will you look at the path and say, nah, it's too tough for me? And then turn around at everybody that said, what are you talking about? I died so you can be on this path.
Wow.
What are you going to do? Okay.
It's true. That's why the resistance is so great, because of the reward on the other side. Man, that's good, Ed.
Wow. Wow. You know what? And he brought us to this moment right here to link arm with a vision that is so great, because they have walked it out in their generations, and we have seen it. And where we come from on both sides, Glenn's grandfather he was one of the first Black men to own a dairy farm. And see, the thing that's driving me is so much has been stolen from us. We own the land, we own the property. My mother owned the homes, and then the people came and stole it. So I said, we're going to get our stuff back, but we have to stay the course. We can get here together. We got the vision. The prophetic word is over this company. It is unstoppable. They tried everything they could to stop this. They could not stop it because of what is before it. The rock that's holding us together is the solid rock, and he will not allow anything to destroy this. So we're in here together, but we got to go higher. We got to get to that high place. We have to be, as Juliet said when she called us, we have to, she says, you want to help the people. You want to bring the people. You got to get to your millionaire status. We are those people. The bases are loaded. Bring us home. Coach Tomer prayed that prayer. I can see him as clear as day with those arms on our shoulders. And he was screaming at us. He was screaming at Scott Tomer. And he said, Scott, you go in there and you bring them home. Bring them home right now. He said, I've done everything I could do for you. I've laid it out, but you got to bring them home. Back to you, Brenda.
Well, you can see I've been quiet because I'm kind of speechless with all the serious nuggets and serious knowledge that has been dropped. I love listening. I love learning from folks. Man, whew, it's good. It's good. I just sat here and I grabbed my paper and pen and I started just saying, wow, see, everybody in Surge should be on our calls on Thursday. Because our calls on Thursday, I don't know where it comes from, but we start dropping nuggets. And what it lets me know is that we all have what it takes and what it needs to reach your goal, whatever it is, to reach your level of success, whatever it is. We already have it. We just have to believe it. We just have to become aware that we have it. With all the nuggets that have been dropped, man, please, we could put on the Surge 365 convention and give everybody the knowledge. We can show them. We have it. You have the tools. You have the knowledge. You have the intellect. You can do it. You just have to believe so you can bring in and pull in the positive people and stay away from those negative folks that want, like Rick and Ed said, they won't even eat the crumbs when the crumbs come. And then you shouldn't want to give the crumbs to them. You should want to keep your crumbs for your great-great-grandkids because you worked for this. You allowed yourself to become aware. I'm telling you, our mission, we passionately pursue enriching the lives of others' business partners by empowering them to succeed. That's our mission. That's what we do every time we have this call. Our vision, creating rich, extraordinary lifestyles while we're having fun doing it. I'm telling you, we have it. We have the tools. Don't quit. Together we will change the world. Coach Tomer. Don't quit. Together we will change the world. Make up your mind that today is the first day of the rest of your life with Surge 365. And you're getting ready to move and do what it takes because everybody has to do and take something different. We're all different individuals. So what's yours? Only you know. So only you can do it. So like I said, wake up. Thank God you breathing. Start your day with intention that I'm going to do this, this, and that. And I'm telling you, when you start doing the things that we have shared with you, your life is going to change for the better. So, hey, most trusted travel. We are the most trusted travel team in Surge 365. We will be traveling the beaches of the world. I thank everyone for joining the call, participating, sharing, because it makes the call so good. I mean, so, what's the word? Extraordinary, so aware, so powerful. There you go. So powerful, so extraordinary, because that's what we are. Wow. Look, everybody, I look forward to seeing you on the Go calls tonight. It's only a half hour. Go to GoTeamGet.com. If you don't know how to find it, go to Webinar and Calls, scroll down, and it's right there for you. So really, all you have to remember is GoTeamGet.com, and that'll share with everything you need to know to be successful in your Surge 365 business. So I'm not even going to ask if there's anything because we have shared, our tummy is full, all the nuggets have been shared, and we will continue on and move on and do what we need to do. We are aware. This call has definitely caused us to become aware. And so we need to go, and like they say, go do you, boo. and go do you, boo. All righty. I look forward to seeing everybody on the Go Talk call tonight. Everyone have a great rest of your day, and we will be traveling the beaches of the world. Okay. Bye-bye now.
Thank you. Spoken.
Thank you. Bye.